Hey guys, I'm FatBuddyCat, and this is the Hemi head swap. Tonight, we're going to be swapping the head off a stock Predator 212 Hemi for a 14cc job off of a GX 160 clone. The first part to this process is making sure you have all the right parts. My friends over at ombwarehouse.com take good care of me. I usually have a few spare gaskets sitting around. We're going to be needing a head gasket, a valve cover gasket, GX 200 push rods. These are the 5260s. And I have here a complete clone 14cc head. I'm going to clean this thing out and I'm going to reinstall the rockers, the valve springs, and the stock valves. So we're already ready for a carburetor, and the studs are there for an exhaust. For good measure, I'm just lapping my stock valves back in. Just using a little fine grade compound and a small engine valve grinding tool. Super simple and ensures a good seat. I'm going to go ahead, give this thing a good cleaning, and get all my goods back in there. With everything clean, I'm going to lubricate my stems and my rockers and such as I put it together. I now have my head completely assembled as if it was stock and just placed on the bench. The exhaust cap is there. Everything's loose and ready to lash. The next thing I got to do is remove the carburetor and everything, including the head, so that I have the piston and the deck exposed. With the deck exposed, I can now remove the stock push rods and the old head gasket. I have another one of these fiber ones. We'll be using that for this installation. With these two heads turned over so that we can see the business end of things, we can start to notice some pretty substantial differences. The first one, the size of the chamber. The Hemi head is based on larger valves and more flow. The 14cc head is based on a smaller chamber and added compression. So, where this has smaller valves, it's also not feeding as large a chamber. Is this ideal? Probably not. However, this can yield up to a 1 horsepower gain. You might lose top end if you're using a cam. However, you're definitely going to gain some low and mid-range torque. I have my new gasket on. Make sure that everything lines up. These dowels are going to fit just fine. Alright, my head is on and torqued to 18 foot-pounds. I take it to 17 and then 18. For the next step, I'm going to be dropping my push rods in. With the stock Hemi rod next to the GX200 rod, you can see there's about a 1/4 inch of difference. That would be a big mistake if you left those in. Before I tighten anything, I'll reach over here and grab my starter and spin my flywheel around. Make sure those valves move and that my rods are sitting on the lifters. Now, I'm going to find top dead center and I'm going to lash out. I'm lashed out to 0.003 and I'm just a little snug on my exhaust side. I'm going to go ahead and throw a new valve cover gasket at the situation. Get that valve cover on and tighten up this shield. I'm not the only nut around here. Just spinning this thing with the spark plug in, you can really feel the difference. There's some good compression there, boy. Nice. Well, might as well just put the rest of it back together at this point. I'm going to find an exhaust, grab some new gaskets, get the carburetor on there, hook up my stock linkage, and I'll grab a gas can. Alright, now I have a PK 3A carburetor off of a Tillotson 212R installed. It's got the stock jets in it, stock emulsion tube, and I added a 1-inch header with an RLV on the end. I have a spare filter I'll put there. Spark plug is in, it's attached. You have a kill switch. Let's get a starter on there. Alrighty then. Got a nice blue Tillotson starter on there. Might as well put this nice off-white Honda gas tank. That's actually a pretty clean look. I think I like that combination. I got an idea. There we go. Now we're ready to start this thing. Just got to put some gas in it. Should probably bolt it down to something too. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. I'm going to take my chances. Alright, we're live. This is still governed. I went ahead and put that seal of approval on there. Because this Predator is a little performer. We definitely improved the revs. I'm sure this air filter and this free-flowing exhaust helped, but what I was feeling on stock springs was pretty impressive. I wasn't so sure about this, but now I think we're going to have to revisit it because it's definitely a work in progress. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.